another week, I guess. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Let's look what we got, eh? Yeah. So, first up from, I guess, the UK, given that it has the region codes for the UK. I got them on eBay. We have Juror number 2. This is actually a thin case, which is not typical. It also has no special features, which is very lame. But I think I got it for like $30, so it's like, actually, it's a really cheap case too. I just remembered it's that kind of case where you can feel the disc from the back. That's not great. But to be fair, in Australia, we only got like a DVD release of this film because, to my knowledge, it never came out theatrically, and if it did, it had a very, very, very small run, which sucks because it's Eastwood's latest film, and I really like Eastwood's films. You know, I grew up on his films, so I'm like, it would have been great. It's the kind of film I would have gone and seen with my dad, like with The Mule, and that other one he did, and that other one he did. So, yeah, I was hoping to get it for my dad for his birthday, but it just never came out on Blu-ray. His birthday's also September, but like it never came out on Blu-ray in Australia, so I just figured, fuck it, I'll just buy it on eBay. But I did buy it with another film that I'm still like waiting for, which was the one I wanted, and then I just found these two as bonuses because it's that kind of buy 3 get 30, 20% off, whatever it was. But I got Inner Space, which this one's a classic in my books. I haven't seen this since I was a kid. I grew up on this one. I think we had the DVD or a VHS, one of the two, but I remember it I think distinctly enough, but also maybe because, you know, I watched that Futurama episode where they basically do the same thing of getting into a little tiny ship, or a regular ship, actually, it's the Planet Express ship that becomes tiny and they go into someone's body, and I grew up with the Magic School Bus as well, so, you know, very similar to Inner Space, but of course this does have a commentary of the director Joe Dante, producer Michael Finnell, co-stars Kevin McCarthy and Robert Picardo. Robert Picardo's good. And visual effects supervisor Dennis Murren, and a trailer. So not much, but it's better than Juror number 2, which is strangely absent of special features. Then we got 2 from Arrow, which I wasn't expecting at all. Did I even take the plastic off? In 4K, we have more rats. I haven't even opened this. I've had it now for like 2 days. I've just been so busy that I haven't gotten around to opening it up. I'm not a big Kevin Smith. There goes a moth. That's fun. Did that come out of this? It's on my TV now. That's great. Anyway, hi. Sorry. I don't think I'd ever really seen any Kevin Smith films before I bought this, but I debated getting... I was on Outrun. I wanted to get some films from there, which I have ordered something, but waiting for one of them to come back in a stock. Hey, I killed them off. Talent. Flies, on the other hand. So they had this for like $40 there on Blu-ray, and it was the standard Blu-ray, and I'm like, oh, the standard Blu-ray is fine, I don't need a booklet. But then I looked it up, found out the limited edition one came with 2 discs. The number 2, actually, it technically came with 3. There's 3 cuts of this movie, basically. This one comes with both cuts, the theatrical cut and the extended cut. The TV cut was on the old Arrow Blu-ray, which I didn't buy. That was like $75 on resale because it's out of print, and I'm like, I don't really care to watch a TV cut, and it's the only extra feature, so I'm like, I might as well get this, even though I've never seen the film, because, you know me, I don't watch every film before I buy them. My friend actually lent me Clerks 1 and 2 on DVD. I've watched Clerks 1. It was interesting. It's the kind of thing where you got to realize that, yeah, the characters kind of suck, but that's kind of like the joy of it, is that they're just regular people, and regular people suck. But yeah, so you get your 4K theatrical cut and your Blu-ray extended cut. I do like how it has the alternate artwork for each disc, and a booklet, and of course, I do like this artwork, the comic book inspired art. It's a whole fucking story, isn't it, that I wanted to get the Blu-ray because I didn't care to get this on 4K. I could have lived without this on 4K. I only got the 4K because I was able to get it from Arrow Video directly in a 2 for like $60 US 4K. Yeah, two for 60 US. So it was basically 100 Australian dollars. So I got this and another film for $50 each. So for $11 more technically than buying a standard version at Outrun, I got the 4K with both discs. Even though realistically I would have had to have added maybe $10 for postage from Outrun anyway. So end all be all, I'm saved money in a way, and I got a 4K that has 2 discs with the extended cut and a poster and a booklet, the whole kit and caboodle, because they still had the this limited edition release. It's a double-sided poster. It looks like it's blueprints. No, it just looks like characters. Oh, it's definitely blueprints for something. I imagine a heist of some kind. But yes. Sure. Still gotta watch it. I might watch it before I watch Clerks 2, mostly because of release dates. But I also had a friend suggest this Jay and Silent Bob movie, but I don't have that, and I don't have access to that, so, you know. Sometimes you just gotta roll the punches, but of course you get your booklet with artwork, which I imagine that's probably like the final shot of the movie, because, you know, we like being like that. The iconic characters from the series, Jay and Silent Bob, which is really funny to me because I don't like Jay. He's a fucking arsehole. He's a dick in Clerks. He's like, all vaguely racist, but very much so homophobic and everything. I'm just like, I don't like his character, but I get the shtick that he's going for. It's a particular time period, it's a particular type of character, so... You know, again, no one has perfect morals. I shouldn't expect that. So I kind of had to rattle my brain down a little bit of, remember, this is like a time period that's showing certain people in this time period where that kind of language was just kind of not really taboo, but just kind of normal in a way. So anyway, whether it implies he's homophobic or not, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that he says that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, but he's got a charm to his character, so I'll give him that. I know I'm complaining about a Kevin Smith character. Not played by Kevin Smith, of course. But, like, it's just the fact that they're, like, the iconic characters. The fact that at the end of Clerks on DVD, it even says Jay and Silent Bob will return in Dogma. So, clearly he knew that there was something to those characters. So anyway, that's more rats. Then we have another 4K, like I mentioned, Alice, Sweet Alice. Couldn't get the original artwork version, but I believe this comes with the original artwork anyway. Just another slasher. What's her name? Brooke Shields. So yeah, this one I believe was only a US release, which was bothersome because I wanted it and I don't want to have to cave to getting US stuff from sometimes, mostly just from Arrow. But you know, regular 4K. It does have alternate artwork, which is the better artwork. I really like that artwork. So that was like the original version if you got that, but they didn't have that in stock anymore, probably because, you know, original artwork does sell out quicker than the remade artwork. But at the same time, I don't really mind just if you have the slip and you can just flip it over. I at least appreciate that with Arrow. So yeah, they've got an essay by Michael Blythe about Malice, Sweet Malice from 2019. Simple as that, really. Single disc, because again, just the 4K, no dual disc stuff. But yeah, I do believe that they had done this originally as a 4K scan on Blu-ray a couple years earlier, and then they did the UHD. I was just like, cool, I'll just get the UHD. And I did, and it worked out. I'm happy. And then last but not least, we have Wake in Fright. I know it finally came in. This is the big boy. This is the gargantuan, still wrapped in its plastic, because it came in the same day as Mallrats and Alice Sweet Alice. That was unintentional, but again, that's mail for you. This is a classic Aussie film. I had the old... Was it the old Umbrella Blu-ray? Yeah, it would have been, with the old colour grading, the now incorrect colour grading, which I actually used as a basis for a video essay I did back in university, which is still readily available on my channel. One of the few videos where I don't allow comments because, my god, it's a video about toxic masculinity and how, like, a lot of the guys in the movie are kind of just cruel and unnecessarily cruel and just awful people, and a lot of guys would comment on that video being like, no, the guys are great, they're like aspirational people. I'm like, no, these guys fucking suck, they're openly abusing women and killing animals, like, they're not good people. So anyway, still a fantastic film. Like, it just adds to the, character drama and everything. So, of course, this is really nicely sleeved, which will probably annoy some collectors because, of course, you'll have to take off the sleeve, which does actually remove the title. Wow. It just does say, does have title there. I believe it says, "There's nothing else out here." That's true. So, yes. I think that's like meant to be also a joke on the color grading. Like I can't. It's not single-sided. If it was, I would try to Twilight that shit. Like they've got a Lego set for the Twilight house where there's one pane where if you put it up to your eye, it makes the whole thing look a bluish tint like the movie. Anyway, don't even give a fuck about Twilight. Just know that because I like Lego. So yes, you get your little slip, which is always cute. It got a lot of fucking details. But this is number 1118 out of 2000. With new Dolby Vision 4K master from the original camera negative, 150-page hardback book with behind-the-scenes experiences and art. I never like how they write that. A 200-plus page hardback book of the original Kenneth Cook novel Wake and Fright. Clear orange plastic slip over rigid case. Yep, I've seen that one. Custom artwork, rigid case, slip case, books, poster designed by Time Tomorrow, 8 art cards, reversible poster, and limited numbered release. Holy shit. So, of course, just your regular kangaroo in the desert. 2 blokes having a go. Pretty Aussie. Actually, quite a nice image, surprisingly. I think that's Donald Pleasance's character. But yeah, that's a really nice shot. Like, it seems plain, like there's nothing there, but it's like, I think it's really nice. Anyway, it's a fucking chunky monkey kind of level of stuff here. Umbrella did do a new logo. They announced it just before this came out, so it's become very much a thing. But I do love the artwork, the piece. It's just so nice. This is the standard version you could get. The Wake and Fright slipcover version, of course, their new logo there, which does looks nice enough. I don't dislike it. It's very, I can't say it looks modern. It looks very kind of 80s in a way, like Big Corp kind of 80s, like I don't know, RoboCop kind of 80s. The original artwork, which I actually have, this is a variation on Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a slipcover and an A3 poster because I wanted to get it because it just was it's a fucking cracking poster. But yeah, I believe the reversible would be the same thing, but without the rated M, without the 4K Blu-ray title, which is great. I very much so appreciate that because it just looks better without it. And that's, again, a normal thing you can get, which is great. Have a drink, mate. As an Aussie who's not into beer, this movie does not appeal to me. I like how the 4K has 4K Wake and Fright, and then Blu-ray Wake and Fright. Very nice design. But no, I'm not a beer person. I like cider and vodka. There you go. If you want to buy me a drink, cider and vodka. Not together, but like separately. Anyway, yeah, you get your bar, the Wake and Fright. You're a Yabba Man. Bunda Yabba Arms Hotel in Bunda Yabba, New South Wales. This is the coaster. Very nice. Very frackin' nice indeed. I gotta rewatch this movie. Holy shit. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna have stuff to do. I'll get around to rewatching the movie later. It's a good flick, though. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen this film, it is a very... I'd say it's an understated Australian film, but it is a classic. Oh, man, look at that. That's fucking beautiful. Oh, the original title, Outback, or at least the maybe European, American title is Outback. But I like that. That's like a good alternate poster. Again, 2 really nice posters. Fuck me, I'd actually hang this up. Have a drink, mate. Have a Sheila, mate. Have a gamble, mate. Have a fight, mate. It's the mate part that makes you sound more Aussie. That's where the accent kicks in. I have some colleagues who are very, I'd say, true blue Aussies. And it's always fun to have a go with them because it's just such a uniquely Australian thing. You know, Mate till Channel 7 was like, we're gonna make our own channel. We're gonna call it 7 Mate because that's as Aussie as it gets. That's a quote from something. Not the line of dialogue, but the that's from something. I can't remember what it was. It's a movie. Anyway, you get some shots from, the film in your art cards, which is not bad. Oh, that one's on its side. Ooh. Banda Yada. The iconic shot from the film, which I think was used on multiple posters. I guess the part where he's romancing the woman, who looks very unconscious. Gee whiz, who'd have thought it? This is a great film. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a English teacher from New South Wales is on his way... I think he's on his way to the country to see his girlfriend, gets stuck in Bundyabba, can't get out, and then by the time he finally is able to get out, he's lost his school holiday, so he can't see his girlfriend, so he has to go back to Sydney. But yeah, so not a bad selection. Donna Pleasance is in this as well, so for an Australian film, not a completely Australian cast, hilariously. But yeah, some nice shots for some art cards. Alright. Then we have the last two things. We got our book. This is the hardcover written novel, Wake in Fright. This is the part where he says mate a couple hundred times. Oh my god, guys, you're not going to believe this. There's fucking words in this thing. Oh, who's going to read that? This is actually really short. 130, maybe 140 odd pages. 138 pages for the novel. Then David Stratton's review for the movie, and then that's the whole kit and caboodle. So 142 pages in total for that, which is very nice, very nice. And then last but not least, you have Welcome to the Outback, which again, the hardcover book on the side still says Welcome to the Outback. I kind of wish the font was a little bit larger. I guess that's just me, but you know. This is your classic, okay, this is the screenplay, you get some posters, original screenplay, Lost and Found, an essay, 50 Degrees in the Shade essay, That's Not Us essay, Sunstruck, A Goon Abroad essay, US Press Kit, Poster Gallery, Wake and Fright by Tina Kaufman. So there's a selection of essays. But yeah. I love the alternate posters. It's always great to see them. Nice colourful pages as well. Again, the script. That's a large script. So yeah. That's fucking... What a beautiful goddamn set. Hell of a set. Hell of a good job from Umbrella. Yeah. We've got more. We have The Day the Earth Stood Still. This is the, original classic. Isn't that rattling? That's how you know it's safe and secure. Anyway, this is, of course, the original classic. I don't love the artwork, but I guess it delivers the point. I'm pretty sure the font is from the newest film, which is kind of annoying. This came out just prior to the new film, so it has, exclusive preview of the Keanu Reeves film. Good golly. All regions, a real big slew of special features, including the commentary by director Robert Wise and Nicholas Meyer, who directed Star Trek The Wrath of Khan. There's one with film historians, an isolated score, and a bunch of special features, including essays and just videos. A lot of videos. There's so much stuff on this. It's all regions, which is great. Has a making of, talks about Klaatu Barada Nikto, which a lot of people think is a reference to Army of Darkness. It's a reference to this. Which is really funny. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's also in the original aspect ratio, which is one of the main reasons I bought it, because I'd been watching a bunch of 50 sci-fis courtesy of the Tales of Adventure set from Imprint, and I'm like, I really want to rewatch Day the Earth Stood Still, and I got the Blu-ray for $30. It was with some of the other stuff, I believe, that was also in this video. I can't remember. Nevertheless, it's here, which is great, and I don't have to worry about I think my original DVD had, the bad aspect ratio, so it's great. I'm keen to watch it. Then we have from Imprint, was finally able to find this one. I had mentioned it because I think last week I got the Shock set. I wanted this one as well, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I ended up going to the city to grab it, and they had like 8 different copies at the city, still during the 20% off sale, which is great. I was a bit anxious about it because my car, which currently is actually getting repairs, that's going to be expensive. I was concerned that it would be too pricey to get this when I've got stuff to do with my car, but I think it'll work out alright because it's payday today, which is great. Obviously, a slew of special features. I can't say I'm not a big Shakespeare fan, but I'm not I don't know. You grew up with Shakespeare, so you kind of just is just there. So I haven't seen any of these portrayals, so I'm very interested to watch them. They're all from 4K restorations. This one has an audio commentary and a video essay, as well as a theatrical trailer, which is nice. How long is it? I think they're pretty long. 2 hours and 16 minutes. Shit. I love that they're all like original artwork, which is really good. This one being Hamlet, 2.5 hours. Again, 4K restoration. You get a video essay, an interview, and a stills gallery and other promotional material. So that's nice. I feel like they're a bit thin on special features, but Richard III takes the fucking cake. Again, nice artwork. They've all got, of course, inside artwork as well, which is just an image from the movie, and that has a lot more in terms of special features. This one is 2 hours and 39 minutes. I'm going to have to really book a whole weekend to watch this stuff, won't I? Again, this one's the more interesting one in terms of special features. You get the 1080p high definition presentation from a 4K restoration by the Film Foundation and Janus Films in association with the BFI National Archive, ITV Studios Global Entertainment Limited, the Museum of Modern Art, and Romulus Films. Holy shit. You get a video essay by Alexander Corder, an interview with Guy Adams on Sir Laurence Olivier, interview with the first assistant director. Then you get original intermission cards, original theatrical trailer, promotional, behind-the-scenes, portrait, and everything. But the last special feature is Trial of Richard III, which I believe was a TV doco film, and I think it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours. I think it's pretty long. Yeah, it's obviously because this is already a 2.5 hour long film. I can't imagine that it would be a very long doco, but I saw someone posting about it on Facebook, and they said it was like an hour and a half or something. Like it's a proper like TV like doco, whatever. So I don't expect it to be in the best quality, but it's a nice bonus feature that you get a whole extra like film. So yeah, pretty good. I would recommend these if you're a Shakespeare person. If you like Laurence Olivier's versions, they're a lot more, to my knowledge, drier, a lot more, direct to the point rather than having a lot of fun with it like you get with the 90s adaptations. So, yeah, anyway. Then from eBay, The Matrix Ultimate Matrix Collection. Love the little kind of lenticular. It's got enough of a 3D effect. It's not a fantastic lenticular. Obviously, it's got some wear to it because I bought this secondhand. But I bought this because I was rewatching the Matrix films the other day, all on 4K, all of which come with all the special features anyway. They're all 3-disc sets, so I didn't need most of this set. However, it does come with one thing that I didn't have that I did really, really want. So you get your booklet, the Ultimate Matrix, which goes into, talks about an introduction, then talks about each film respectively with chapter titles, tells you what all the special features are, images and whatnot, which is a nice collation of stuff. Matrix Reloaded, Revisited, Matrix Revolutions Revisited, oh my god. The Animatrix, which is basically what I wanted it for. I could have just spent like $8 to get the DVD for the Animatrix, but I decided to spend $36 on this set instead, which I think is kind of a better deal in a way. Firstly, it's Blu-ray, but also you just get everything, which is nice. You get the 2 special cases, which include like these are all, I think these ones are DVDs. So these ones are DVDs. My 4Ks have all this stuff, but it's obviously upscaled because it's standard definition stuff, or at least I believe it's upscaled. It's on a 1080p disc. You get the Zion Archive on one disc, the Root of the Matrix, and the Burly Man Chronicles, so they're all like deep dive documentaries into the making of the films. You of course get the original trilogy with all their original artworks. I believe, because of course it still comes with special features on each disc anyway, which is interesting, because again, this is what I would have on my standard version. And I like how every single case has that Matrix artwork on the inside. They all have disc artwork. I believe this has a different color grading because the 4K UHD comes with obviously a brand new color grading, which, you know, concerns people, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the version that doesn't come with the overly green tint that the sequels had, but I don't know if they had done that originally anyway, once the sequels came out. I know there's a lot of history of the color grading of these films. I grew up with the DVD. I now have the Blu-rays. I also have the old Blu-rays. I think that maybe the 4Ks come with the new scans on Blu-ray anyway, so I don't really know. I don't really care to change and look at it because I love the UHD discs anyway. They all look fantastic. But I might take a look and see if it actually has that much of a different color grading. But I'm also like, it's just because they didn't have the overly green hue that the sequels had, and I understand why they did it. So, yeah. But also, realistically, I could just give these to my dad if I ever, you know, move out, because then he will have these on Blu-ray, which would be great, because then he won't have to use the DVDs anymore. But the one thing I would take with me is the Animatrix, which, again, you can only get a separate Blu-ray if you got the... you could either get the DVD, or you could get... There's the new set, which is like the Deja Vu set, which doesn't come with any special features, but you can get the 4K set or the Blu-ray set from the UK, and they do come with the Animatrix. I think the US versions have them as well. The Australian versions do not, but this set does come with, like, these are all Region B. This is the Australian set. But you could buy this for like $30 from Japan, or you could get like a French version, and I'm like, I'm happy to buy this for $36 because it gives me the whole entire series anyway, with all the special features, which I'm pretty sure I already had anyway. But yeah, I believe most of this is a upscale. There's so many contrived sources online that it's hard to find a proper review of the actual Blu-ray. A lot of people say it looks great. Some people say that it's an upscale from the standard definition versions, because most of this stuff was like web exclusive stuff, so it was already made in like 480p or some shit. So if it looks like shit, it looks like shit, but at least it's on Blu-ray. Like, maybe a DVD quality would have been better, but I also feel like if you watched it on a CRT, it would be better. So I don't have either of those. So I got this instead, and it's this uber thin case, obviously. So, yeah, I'll take what I can get. A little bonus, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is the first edition. He's in a bathtub. It's called Tubs. I basically got this from eBay because I get the $5 coupons for being eBay Plus, which I mostly only use because I sell things on eBay. And this little dude, which you can actually take him out of his container and put him back into it, he's a little dude. Look at him. Wow, he's actually in another container in there, but you can take that out, of course. He's just in a bath. They have a smaller version, which I could have gotten for like half the price, but I got this guy for 40. I think it was 35 in the end, because I had the $5 coupon. But yeah, he's a little dude. I love the Creature from Black Lagoon, so they get him in a bathtub is just really, really silly, and you can just put it back in. It's really simple, so yeah, I don't know. I'm very easily swayed into buying Creature from Black Lagoon figurines. And last but not least, I literally just got these in, and I have not opened them yet. We have 3 Criterions. I recently did a Criterion closet kind of video, and someone actually asked me if I was buying anything from the Barnes & Noble sale. I'm in Australia, you can't really do that here. We don't have a Barnes & Noble in Australia, but also, I don't think that they ship internationally anymore. They used to. I used to buy them from Barnes & Noble, half price. They don't do that anymore in Australia. You can't ship them here. Or at least, I don't think you can ship them during the sale, but you can normally. But it's really expensive, so I don't bother. So I went the Amazon route. A lot of people on Reddit were going fucking like, fuck Amazon, I'm buying from Barnes & Noble, because they don't think of any other country but America. Good for you. So I bought 3 Sean Bakers. Yeah, I'm really doing good here and saving us money. So we have Takeout, all with the director-approved seal. This is Prince of Broadway, and Nora on 4K. Oh, I'm so happy to have a Nora. I've been waiting forever to get a Nora, so I'm very happy to have them. So I'll do a brief opening up, but I gotta make sure I don't rip these director-approved stickers. I think my mate Khan, actually, he recently bought I think it was a French set or something, that came with all of Baker's early works. Because there's basically 2 more I think there's 2 more films that Baker did in the mid-2000s that don't yet have a, Criterion release, but hopefully will soon. So you got Prince of Broadway. This is a new 4K restoration, approved by the director and restoration supervisor Alex Coco, with 2 audio commentaries, new introduction, and archival interviews, and 2 documentaries on the making of the film. Region A, because of course it's the US version. I don't think any of these had a UK version. I like how it has BDR, making it look as, dodgy as shit, which would probably confuse a lot of people. It's got a proper, written essay, so that's really nice. I didn't know about this film until it was announced, but I knew that because the artwork was this, which is, of course, what looks like a bootleg. It's literally a picture of what the Criterion would be if they made a bootleg DVD Criterion, which is really cool. I like that. It's got, I think, The Dark Knight next to it and another film on top of it. So I really like the artwork for it because it kind of emphasizes that more kind of grungy, just on the streets kind of feel that most Baker films have, and I imagine this encapsulates quite well. So yeah, I think it's a really good artwork for it, and I love that people are probably going to be really confused by why the disc is like that, but this is a 2008 film, so yeah, that's good. Then we have Takeout, which is a 2004 film, actually approved by both directors. There's Sean Baker and Shixing Zhao, I believe it's probably pronounced. So it actually has both of their autographs, which is really nice. Again, Region A, just a regular inside with regular booklet, which is great. Do we have anything extra to mention? You get an audio commentary, a bunch of new interviews, some deleted scenes, screen tests, new English subtitle translation, and English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. So, yeah, that's good. This will be the earliest Baker that I have now. I think he did one in 2006 or one earlier. I can't remember, but I don't have that. So, yeah. And then for the creme de la creme, Enora. I know this is apparently quite a controversial film, because, I guess people don't like movies about sex workers. Have you watched any Sean Baker film? Oh my god. Most of them are about sex workers, or at least involve sex workers, the lower class people, as you would say, a very American trope. I'm surprised that the spider coming from Amazon actually does look fantastic, and its packaging without a single dent, which is wonderful. Maybe except for right at the very bottom there, but I think that's just the packaging. But yeah, I love this artwork. It's everything about it screams like exploitation, and I fucking love that. This is such a fun movie. I remember seeing it at the cinema when it finally came out in Australia, and it was insane at the Astor with Baker doing a Q&A after it. 3-disc set, looks very pretty. The artwork on the back, them at the roller coaster park when it's cold and they're trying to walk to the car. So a nice digipack, and you get a great magazine as well, which kind of emphasizes and homages kind of the pulpy Playboy magazine type stuff of the day. But yeah, I don't know how much of this is explicit, but I do love how they have that artwork there as well, because I really like that artwork. It's so sexualized. I fucking love it. It's like that one Sabrina Carpenter album. But yeah, it's also in paper, which is nice. Or at least it's got that paper feel to it. Got some images from the film. Shows a lot of the plot of the film, so I'm not going to show most of what happens in this. Nothing gratuitously nude, which is nice. There are some sexualized images. Nothing that's explicit for YouTube, per se. But, yeah, I'm actually curious that it doesn't have anything like that, which is interesting. Yeah, and then a bunch of production credits as well as just making it look like a dirty magazine. I love it. That's such a great aspect to this whole set. So I'm really happy that I have this. Of course, the Blu-ray is Region A, both Blu-rays, but the 4K is all regions, which is very good. I'm very excited to rewatch this. But yeah, so it's a new 4K digital master, supervised by the director and producer Alex Coco, so Sean Baker and Alex Coco. Yeah, 2 audio commentaries. I don't think there's anyone I know who worked on this, but there's a bunch of just, you know, new making of documentary. I love how they say new. I'm like, did this get a release prior? I don't even think it did. Maybe Mubi did or something in the UK, but I don't know. I don't even know if we got it in Australia. Actually, no, we did. I think it was Madman Entertainment produced it in Australia, and I was just like, it was a bare bones release. I'm like, I'm going to get the Criterion, mostly for the artwork, but I'm going to get the Criterion, because it's going to come with all the stuff. Q&A with Madison and actor-stripper Lindsay Normanton, a bunch of other interviews, deleted scenes, audition footage, and of course the essays by film critic Dennis Lim and author Keila Janice. That's a hell of a name. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've got a lot of stickers to peel off now and put them in places. That's going to be really fun. But that's all. I've got some stuff coming from Outrun, but I think it's delays from Arrow Video. So that'll be it for a while, mostly because of the car expenses. So, yeah. But that's all. Thanks for watching. See you kids next time, whenever that is. I always say that, but then I eventually buy more stuff. But I'm really trying to not do that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Also, feel free to check out the interviews I've done with people like Emma Westwood and Natalie Papik. They're great. I've put a lot of time and effort into those over the past month. So yeah, that's why I've kind of been doing less videos, even though I don't know if it's been noticeable. So anyway, that's all. Thanks. Bye.